To the average eye, it's a home like any other. However, chances are this home is much different from your own. 8 years ago, Joel Kleine was diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia.
It's a progressive disease, so every day is a little bit worse than the day before. And there are times where it seems to go okay for quite some time, and then there are times where you notice things get worse.
Go back a year and a half and Kleine's life was completely different. Living in a home not meant for a wheelchair, Kleine had to rely heavily on others to assist him with small, everyday tasks.
For about a month before we moved into this house, my dad came to our house every day in the morning to help me get into the van so I could go to work. In this house, you know, I can, everything's available to me.
There is 3 key features that make up a visitable home. A no-step entry at the front door or in the garage, a washroom on the main floor that is wheelchair accessible, and wider doorways to accommodate for wheelchairs. Because houses are not built with these features in mind, people who are disabled often can't do everyday things in their own home. Local architect Ron Wickman says even taking a shower can be a challenge.
They end up having to go to a rec center or somewhere else to have a shower because their home just isn't accommodating. So you can always kind of add a ramp to the front of a house. You don't worry about gaining access from basement to main floor, but the bathroom becomes a really big thing if you can't access it.
It's hard to imagine that just a few steps can stop you from seeing your friends or family at their own home, but it's a reality that Joel Kleine lives every day.
There are people that we're getting to know, and it'd be nice just when you're out and about on a walk or whatever, just to be able to drop by and say hi, and I can't do that.
Anyone's house can be accessible, but the stigma of your home being like a hospital ward still looms.
Your house can look like whatever you want it to look like. That you can use whatever finishing materials you want. There's nothing that can't be done to make your house beautiful and accessible.
In fact, a lot of people, when they come into the house, they don't even notice the elevator. It just looks like a closet. They don't even notice that there's a panel with a button there. And they just kind of come by, and then as you say, well, here's the elevator. Oh, it's right here. And
Liam Johnson, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.